When Claire Bennett lost the bet, she expected embarrassment. She did not expect to move into a stranger's house. Especially not the house of a single dad. And definitely not for 30 days. Yet somehow, that was exactly what happened. The bet had started as a joke. Claire was a successful corporate attorney. 32. Brilliant. Ambitious. And, according to her younger brother, completely disconnected from normal life. His words, not hers. You haven't cooked a meal in years. I can cook. No, you can order. Big difference. The argument escalated. As sibling arguments often do. Until eventually a challenge emerged. 30 days. No assistance. No luxury apartment. No takeout every night. No shortcuts. Live like an ordinary person. If she succeeded, her brother would donate $50,000 to her favorite charity. If she failed, she had to complete a community service project of his choosing. Claire accepted immediately. Confidently. Arrogantly. Mistake number 1. 30 days later, she lost. Spectacularly. Burned meals. Missed deadlines. Laundry disasters. One incident involving a smoke detector and frozen pizza that remained legally classified as embarrassing. And so her brother collected his prize. A community project. Living for 1 month with a host family while helping a neighborhood outreach program. Claire expected a retired couple. Or perhaps a teacher. Instead she got Daniel Carter. 37. Widower. Single father. Owner of a small home repair business. Father of a 9-year-old daughter named Lily. Her first impression wasn't encouraging. The house was small. The furniture didn't match. The kitchen looked heavily used. And the internet speed felt personally offensive. Then Lily opened the front door. You're the bet lady. Claire blinked. The what? The bet lady. Apparently Daniel had explained everything. Wonderful. The first week was rough. Very rough. Claire woke up at 5:30 because Lily had soccer practice. She learned that children asked questions before coffee. Many questions. Far too many questions. She also discovered that Daniel somehow managed work, parenting, cooking, school pickups, and household responsibilities without a personal assistant. Which honestly seemed supernatural. One evening she found him repairing a kitchen cabinet after working all day. You never stop, do you? Daniel glanced up. Usually around midnight. Claire thought he was joking. He wasn't. The more she observed, the more confused she became. Daniel wasn't wealthy. His truck was old. His roof needed repairs. His business survived month to month. Yet he seemed content. Not happy every second. Not carefree. Just grateful. Which made no sense to Claire. Because she had spent years chasing success and still felt exhausted most of the time. Then she witnessed something strange. A neighbor knocked on the door. Her car wouldn't start. Daniel spent 2 hours helping her. For free. The next day, he repaired a broken wheelchair ramp for an elderly man. Also free. Then he spent Saturday coaching Lily's soccer team. Again. Free. Claire finally asked the obvious question. Why are you always helping people? Daniel looked genuinely surprised. Because they need help. Yes, but what's in it for you? He laughed. Not mockingly. Just confused. As it turns out, helping people is usually the reward. That answer irritated her. Because it sounded annoyingly sincere. Then came the night everything changed. A storm knocked out power across the neighborhood. Heavy rain. Strong winds. Darkness everywhere. Around 11 p.m., Lily woke up frightened. The little girl quietly walked into the living room. Daniel immediately noticed. Without complaint. Without frustration. He simply wrapped a blanket around her shoulders. Then they sat together near a lantern. Talking. Laughing. Telling stories. For nearly an hour. Claire watched from the hallway. Unseen. And something unexpected happened. For the first time in years, she felt jealous. Not of money. Not of success. Of connection. Because the tiny living room felt warmer than her luxury apartment ever had. The next morning she called her brother. "I think you cheated." Her brother laughed. "Why? You gave me a family." Silence. Then. "That's the point." Over the following weeks, Claire changed. Slowly. Then all at once. She started helping with dinner. Helping at the outreach center. Helping neighbors. At first because she felt obligated. Then because she wanted to. The difference surprised her. Then came the final day. The month was over. Her challenge complete. She packed her bags. Prepared to return to her old life. Yet somehow, leaving felt harder than arriving. Lily hugged her tightly. "You're coming back, right?" Claire smiled. "I think so." The little girl nodded. "Good." A pause. Then. "You smile more now." The words hit harder than expected. Because Lily was right. Then Daniel carried her suitcase to the car. Neither spoke for a moment. Finally Claire laughed softly. "You know, I was supposed to be helping you." Daniel smiled. "You did." She shook her head. "No." A pause. "You helped me." Daniel looked toward the house. Toward Lily waving from the porch. Then back at Claire. And quietly said. "Sometimes people help each other." Claire nodded. Because for once, she didn't have an argument. Only gratitude. Months later, Claire still kept a photograph on her desk. A picture of a small house. An old truck. A single dad. And a little girl. Not because it reminded her of a bet. But because it reminded her of something much more important. The month she learned that kindness wasn't weakness. Community wasn't inconvenience. And success meant very little if you had nobody to share it with. And though she didn't know it yet. That month was only the beginning of her story with Daniel and Lily. At first, Claire told herself she would visit occasionally. Maybe once a month. Maybe less. Just enough to check in. Just enough to prove she hadn't forgotten them. That plan lasted exactly 9 days. On day 10, Lily called. Not texted. Called. The moment Claire answered, the little girl's voice exploded through the speaker. "You missed movie night." Claire laughed. "I had work."